Welcome back to Ask the Q. All right, so I had 3 quick questions that I'm going to answer. I'm going to elaborate on. Now, the first question was, hey, how do I assume a VA loan? The second question was, what's an ADU, auxiliary dwelling unit? And then the last one was, do I give my security deposit back? So we'll be answering those 3 questions in a few. All right, welcome back and thank you. Please like and subscribe when you get the opportunity. Let's go over the first question. How do I assume a VA loan? If you're assuming a VA loan, you need to have the difference in cash when you find out how much the loan is assumed, how much the loan is. So say the house is worth, market value worth $600,000. The loan is $500,000. So you are putting an offer in for $600,000. The bank is going to allow you to assume it if you have the extra $100,000, or you get a secondary loan to cover the $100,000. You make everybody whole. Therefore, when you are out there looking for VA assumable or FHA assumable, because it's the same thing, or conventional assumables, all of those require you to ensure that you have the gap, as in the gap from market value to loan. Other than that, once that happens, you get approved for the loan, and then it's about a 90-day process, and then you'll close. Are they quiet during that 90 days? Yes. You're not going to get much out of it because there's no inspection required, no absolutely minimum effort with respect to assuming it. It just takes some time when you assume a VA, FHA, or conventional loan. It's all dependent upon the bank, but once it happens, it's actually pretty smooth, and your closing happens in about 90 days. That's all I got for assuming a VA loan. Reach out if you have any questions. Thank you. All right, now let's go over question number 2. Question number 2 was auxiliary dwelling units. What the hell are those things? So you have 3 types. You have the conversion, you have the detached, and then you have the attached. So the conversion, think attic, think basement, think garage. Those are conversions, i.e. you make your garage into a small apartment. That's a conversion. You make your attic and you make that into a small conversion. And or you have a basement that you do the same thing with. So that is the conversion. Then you have the detached. Think about a tiny home put in your backyard, and or a cottage that you put in your backyard. Some of these lots out here, I'm seeing, a small little half-acre lot with 2 tiny homes attached with their own little addresses. You see the backyard cottage that we see in like mountain homes and stuff like that. And finally, the attached. The attached is a thick in-law suite. So that is technically an attached home or attached auxiliary dwelling unit. Now, the only one that you really need, well, all of them you need to make sure that you are in compliance with codes and in compliance with the county and or city. Once you're in compliance, you can go forth and conquer. But make sure prior to building out or prior to establishing any of these items, make sure your county and or city laws or parish laws here apply and allow you to do so. Now, question number 3 was about security deposits and my thoughts on a security deposit. So I'm an investor. I have 29 units, and I have units that rent from anywhere from $700 a month to $4,500 a month. So with respect to security deposits, here is my take on a security deposit. If I'm going to give it back, that means there was no damages up to the amount of a security deposit, i.e. it's a $900 rental, $900 a month rental. If I'm going to have to paint it out, that's standard. That's not something I would withhold a security deposit. Now, if there are holes in the walls or I have to replace cabinetry, appliances, etc., that's a little different, because most of the time when I do a refresh, and a refresh is when you turn over a unit. When I do a refresh, I ensure that they have new appliances or newer appliances and the house is painted out. Those are the basics. Painted out, cleaned out, newer appliances. So if I find that we don't have, or the appliances are damaged, then yes, I'm going to go after that security deposit. On my higher end homes, i.e. the 4500s, the 3000 to 4500s, those are going to, we know that the paint out alone is going to take about $2,000. Is that going to affect me giving back the security deposit? Absolutely not. That's part of the game. That is part of the game. I've already set aside, $2,000, $3,000 for that. Now, like I said, if there are damages, i.e. if my granite is damaged, if my cabinetry is damaged, any of those items, or the floor is damaged, hey, then we're going to talk. Then we're going to do what we call an itemized list of all the invoices, all of the receipts, and any type of contractor that came out to do any type of repair. I'm getting all of that information, submitting it to my property manager to ensure that we get our money back. But bottom line up front, can you withhold a security deposit? Absolutely. Certain state laws will come after you if you don't have invoices, if you don't have receipts, and picture evidence. So make sure you have all of that prior to withholding a security deposit. That is the 3 questions that have come up in the last 72 hours. I hope you liked it. jqisyourrealtor out.